Shugudi Jude. I'll come at you tonight and we'll give some history. But before I do that, let me go at Joy FM Multimedia, precisely a program that just ran, a program called Ghana Connect. It was hosted by Kwaku Asante. Now, Kwaku, you may be watching because somebody told you that watch this show. Now, you know what? What are you saying? Before Kwaku Asante joined his panel this night to do that program, Kwaku Asante of Joy FM was saying on his Facebook, ran a program and trying to, as it were, assuage that, hey, the Ghanaians who are pushing this agenda are pushing what you call xenophobia. And tell me, Kwaku Asante, you did not do that. By doing so, Kwaku Asante has prejudiced, has taken sides, and of course, has condemned the Ghanaians on the flip side of trying to let Ghanaians know, and the Ghanaian authorities, the danger that lies between us and the Igbos and the rising tension. Now, when you do this on your Facebook, and then you come sit in your studio at Joy FM, and then you call panels to come and speak, and now make it look as though the king of the Ghana state got it all wrong. For the mere fact, he said, Enkraheno anyen ye, and by say Enkraheno actual letter diama Igbo keno. Not just say, why? Ye preaching xenophobia. Sani echo, ewo Joy FM. Now listen. You also laid a certain emphasis. We said, yes, the king of Ashanti, Otumfo Osetutu II, and the Ghana chief, near Teko territory, both visit London to join Ghanaians there to celebrate their what. Yes, it's true. Including the king of the Ghana state also go there to sprinkle quickly. That's true, it's true. But a question, tell me, go back to Joy FM and sit there and tell us, at what point did you see here that the king of the Ghana state, Akko, London, United States, Canada, and all over the world, say, Waba, now he has come within American state, the 50+1 District of Columbia, say, Oba Besisi, na himfo, na arrowhead, the arrowheads in all of the 50 states. Let's again stay a while longer in Britain. At what point did the king of Ashanti Osetutu II, who go to London, and he remains the only king where Queen Elizabeth will bow before him? Do you know that? And do you know why? Do you know why? Why the Queen of England will bow before the king of Ashanti? Do you know why? But even that, when Osetutu II, Edru Londoner, Onkodru Hose Wabobo ne lieutenant say, oh, anyway, we were Scotland, we were Windsor, and all those places. Wait, how? And on top of that, now they create an entrenched position. Say, no, we want to take the London Metropolitan as our own, and then we want to build our kinship, and then we want to what? Inculcate all the lifestyle back home in Ghana, here in London. And that they are expecting the British Metropolitan Authority to what? To erode them, inculcate them into the British traditional royal whatever. Wait, what is the meaning? What's the intentions here? And what's the motive? Now listen. This is a man who has come here by virtue of the fact that Wawari. And to know by ya, or say Yakwakoto, this 250 acres of land, and we want to build what? Something we don't know what it is. No, oh yeah. They are expecting that one day an Igbo man will become 50 acres, or say one day an Igbo man will become president in Nigeria. And when that man becomes president, he will come where? To Ghana. And have whatever with them there. By the way, all this cultural diversity and so forth, who is against it? You should know that this Igbo man has been in Ghana for God knows more than 2 decades. Question remains, why now? Why the rising tide now? You should answer that question. Joy FM, Kwaku Asante, you should answer this question. The man has been here for 2 decades. The question remains, why do you think the rising tension now? Have you besieged or trying to find out what exactly are the issues? It's not about being xenophobic. Now they are not to what? Morally. Now, back in Nigeria, these are a group of people. Woman so abetra Ghana. Back there in Nigeria, with our research, hey, the Nigerians are warning Ghanaians, hey, beware of this tribe. And that this tribe, as part of why Nigeria has not known peace, is because of this tribe. And then they give us historical antecedents and walk us through the path. What is it? The Igbos. Before Igbos, not Igbos, somewhere in the 60s, there was a war of which you should know, called the Biafran War. And how many people, several dozens of Igbos, were killed against the backdrop of, say, the Igbos are trying to what? Establish a state within a state. And where is this done? You should answer the question. They want to build a state within a state. They want to have their own currency. They want to completely have everything. How can this be back in Nigeria? Nigeria is made up of what? 36 states. But the question we should be asking, why is it that the Igbos want to have their own state? So this brought about a civil war, and thousands and millions of Igbos were killed. And ever since, the Igbos have not relinquished on this one, this so-called enviable kind of agenda. Now they mean to be said, everywhere they will go, they are going to simply establish their what? Their thrones, their hegemonies, and their what? Preponderance, traditional preponderance. And do you think, when the attention of Ghana was brought to this, it is about we Ghanaians to just keep quiet and watch them, that before we realize part of Ghana's land have become what? Igbos. By extension, the Igbos are marrying Ghanaians. They are having children with them and many more. So in the name of cultural diversity, which you guys claim it is nothing, there's nothing wrong with. But by the time we know, they have taken over our political system, our traditional system, and everything. And Ghanaians may have no say in anything. Like, seriously? Kwaku Asante of Joy FM in your panel, you need to be schooled well. And you need to know what you have to know. And I dream the yeah. Now, my chums, go and research properly. Go understand you're a law student. Go and educate yourself very well. Nobody is against the Igbos, or Nigerians. But fundamentally, what is going on is pretty much more you and Ernesto. Ernesto is a very good friend. But I think Ernesto exposed his ignoramuses this evening on your show. They claim they know, yet they are swimming in their own pool of ignoramuses. And for me, I'm again asking the very last question. At what point Joy FM now finds it very, very comfortable to be discussing Ghana-Nigerian tie? I'm asking you. At what Joy FM, all the media houses in Ghana have quiet. The only journalists I'm seeing hearing them is one, what's the name of Kojo Dixon of Angel FM, fantastic guy. Doing fantastic, and Efia Poku of Needs FM. The rest of the journalists, consider all the 16 regional capitals, media houses in Ghana, including Joy FM. You are quiet. Joy FM has remained quiet. My question is, why tonight Joy FM finds it very comfortable to be discussing the issues? You know why? I know one of your guys, Andy Dusty, and his relationship with. But I stand to not to go in there because I love you guys there. But the manner in which Joy FM want to handle this issue, I'm taking it to be like, Charlie, it's the very first time you guys are coming into this equation. Do your research properly, or else I can assure you it will go bad and fatal. But if you care to know, tonight we are giving the Chukwudi guy a momentum and a time ultimatum to leave Ghana. And let Chukwudi dare. Let Chukwudi dare. And say he's calling the bluff, and let's see how it's going to go tonight. Well, tonight on the front line, together with Dr. Hassan Ayariga, we will state authoritatively, categorically, the final roadmap leading to the deadline for the self-styled and embattled Chukwudi Jude. As the countdown begins from tonight, the clock is ticking for him to leave this country before the unexpected unfolds. Unfolds and draws him into a state of unknown and finally into the abyss. The countdown begins tonight. Let Chukwudi Jude play around this and let's see how it goes. Now, Before Dr. Alhaji Hassan Ayaraga joins me, let's take a moment to trace the genesis of all this. Indeed, what brought this self-style and embattled Chukwudi Jude into the picture. Answer na doc be join me. Yamo 1 or 2 video be nchirawo. Hwe kwanya papai Chukwudi ne nsem ne start no free him. Eba ne say no be right equation mo. No no mpo na na so oye ohene ana. Nti he no free. Well, somebody has also done a very good research.